Good evening. 8:16 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Sunday, January 29th, 2023. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. Before we go into the charts, before we even cover the DXY, look at gold and silver as it comes back online here as the futures markets start to tap back on. I want to get a little bit of a closer look at XRP. And if you're new and you're a trader of XRP, and you might be in it for the buzz or whatever, but you want to know a little bit more about where we've come from, I'm going to give you a quick breakdown from 2012 real quick. So if you could hit that like button, I'd greatly appreciate it, as it could get people through the analytics and just get into the rhythm of hitting that like button and trying to share this for me if you get anything out of this. In 2012, Ripple Labs, now Ripple, was founded by Chris Larsen and Jed McCaleb. So this is just going to give you a little history, a little background so you know what you're trading. In 2013, Ripple's native cryptocurrency XRP was made available for trading on various cryptocurrency exchanges. In 2017, the price of XRP saw a significant increase, rising from under 1 cent at the beginning of the year to nearly $3 by December. And that is where the XRP dream was born. I mean, think about those gains. That is unfathomable. In 2018, Ripple announced that several major financial institutions, including Santander and American Express, were using its technology for cross-border payments. Huge acquisitions. Or not acquisitions, but huge companies that are taking the leap to using that technology. In 2020, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, filed a lawsuit against Ripple, alleging that the company had conducted an unregistered securities offering through the sale of XRP. In 2021, the SEC charges Ripple on selling XRP as unregistered securities, and XRP price saw a massive drop. I mean, it was actually in December of 2020, as it says, but it was official by 2021, and we all seen all the numerous things that came down the pipeline from the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC, along the way. In 2021, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse and co-founder Chris Larsen had filed a motion to dismiss the SEC's case against him, and Ripple continued to fight the case in court. In 2022, the court case between the SEC and Ripple Labs is still ongoing, and the outcome will likely have a significant impact on the future of the XRP cryptocurrency. So that was just a little bit of a brief, how the hell did we get to where we're at? And I believe it would have a significant impact on XRP's cryptocurrency, but only as it's operated in the USA. They would just get some other form in the USA, but that's just jumping out ahead. You know, there's a lot of reasons why the SEC is suing XRP or Ripple, and a lot of it's optics. The bottom line is the U.S. government has fallen behind when it comes to the CBDCs and the cryptocurrency technology with blockchain. And now they're coming to the hard realization that the digital transformation, you're going to need to have something. That's why JP Morgan and the JPM coin, and they're coming out with their own crypto exchange, basically, where they'll have their own wallets that you can have, but JP Morgan's going to be front and center. So hopefully that helps a little bit. So the DXY is back online. It's at 101 spot 967. So it starts off, you know, not terrible. Relatively, you know, not flat, but it came back up to this downtrending resistance. So we'll see. We need to break out of here, though, because we need to get over the 101 spot 989 or 102 area before we can do anything of substance here. If we don't break through that, we're just going to keep getting rejected and continue to push farther down. But if we can break through, to me it seems like the DXY is not done. I feel like this is going to end up being a bullish reversal here off the bottom. And it looks like it could have created an inverted head and shoulders. Left, head, right comes out and then pops up. So I can honestly see it coming way back up here and at least retesting this 102.422. But I think it needs to come all the way up. And maybe it could still have one more big bounce out of here. I don't think they're just going to let the US dollar go to die. Gold starts off under a tiny bit of pressure at 19.25. But that's only because the US dollar started pushing up just a tiny bit. And silver is down about 0.06% to 23.59. So just remember, when it comes to precious metals, a lot of times the price is going up and down based on the price of the US dollar, not based on the fact that it's in a downtrend or it's on a parabolic spike. So you have to keep that in mind. The total crypto market cap is at 1.02 trillion. And we have broken to the top side here. And if we overextend this channel and continue to do it, but we're on the top side of it. as long as we're on the top side of this formation. But ultimately, this formation doesn't even matter to me. To me, once you break down this is just kind of keeping the daily trend. Once you get down here and you break back down, it's around about 995 billion. That's when things start to go awry. Once you get back below there, then you got to come back down to 940 in time. I'm not going to put every single level out there, but you get the picture. XRP. We go into just what's going on here. XRP's starting to break out in here. I still feel like it's got higher ambitions to come up to this 446 level. It started off 442, but 446. I think that's the next major area in here. And we're just the short-term things that are happening here. We're trying to keep track of. But now that I pushed up and out of here, there's no reason to even really have this. This is more of a, that was more of a structure for us to follow in the immediate short term so we could see where we're at. Now we got to get back on top of here, and then we can immediately come back through here. But the rest of it's just to make it look pretty, because you can see how there was a little triangle that formed, symmetrical. But now that it's popping up, we can see if it bounces out, because this is still the ultimate for me, this 414 level, where we created this, only because the left shoulder would have been here. But now if it bounces out, I really do feel like it can come up to that 446, and I believe that's a structure that we should pay attention to. And we can call, you know, we all have our own interpretations of the market, but the bottom line is if we all learn together, we start to at least understand everybody's classifications of the market. Some people use the Fibonacci, some people use Fib circles. You know, some people use the indicators more than actual drawing a pattern on the chart because they rely on the analytical part more than that. Everybody's got their own style. I don't use the Fib channels or the Fibonacci, so I can't even tell you where any of it's placed. I just feel like what I do on the inner workings is doing what the Fib channels and the Fibonacci would be doing anyhow, so my lines are going to match up. Because the Fibonacci and the Fib circles, after all, are just an analytical approach and a different style of portraying it on a chart with all of this information factored in through a computer, through AI. And then it gives you an interpretation of it. And then you can go and do it manually, switch your numbers up if you want to. Or you can just do what I do and go free-handed everywhere. That's just what I like to do. It gives me a better feel of the market and I don't have to rely on, a machine. I'd rather be doing it myself. I see the value in it, believe me. Even the Fib circles, I never really, understood them until probably 2021 when Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing was, he's into the Fib channels. And then Chris in the Telegram's also in the Fib channels. So I got a better understanding of it, but I never use them. It's not something that it's not my approach to trading, but I can understand the value. And I'm just like the Fibonacci. Everybody uses the Fibonacci. I don't. I get criticized a lot because I don't use it. I just don't. I don't think it's necessary. I mean, you can see where the technical traders are set up. Yes, that is important. But I also get a lot of that validation from the EMA lines, which you see are not on right now. I don't think. No, they're not on. But I need to turn them back on. But that's something that I typically will use. There we go. Turn them back on. I like to have the EMA lines on so I can see where the technical traders are hiding out. To me, it adds value. It really does. Because if you get into a higher time frame and at any point you start to see these crossing up here, something's up. Some kind of momentum is changing. The narrative's flipping a little bit. But you can also tell where people would get trapped a little bit by using them. The market comes through, they think it's becoming a little bearish, and then all of a sudden just see it flip back up and out now. So I like to see a market-wide, feel all jammed into one area and all based on, a certain couple indicators. We go out a little bit farther so we can just kind of look at the pattern. If we're not looking at it from a day-to-day trading standpoint, we're just kind of looking here, acquiring XRP. I mean, what can I say? If you come all the way out to here, this is the acquiring zone in this level. Anywhere in here, the closer to this uptrending support at that 31 cent level, that's where the acquiring phase is. Anywhere from that 31, anywhere in here. Now, once you break a certain level, you're outside the acquiring phase in this zone. And it's going to be once you break outside of here. This is why a lot of this, if you keep breaking it down into smaller sections, this is how you get a lot of the indicators. But it analyzes all of this into one. So you can just do it yourself. So now we've got a big enough formation here to tell us what the hell is going on. So if you ask me where XRP should come up to, yes, the 44 cent level is a nice level, the 446. But ultimately, if you're doing it from the short term on this little bear flag drop, and it started at approximately end of April, beginning of May, if you do it like that, resistance, it doesn't really, the support is back here, and we can redraw it here, but this is still relevant. Even though it's a longer trend line, it fits into it. So now you started to see the downtrending resistance, resistance. Now what? If it comes up here and gets rejected, that puts us firmly at the 464. So you can seriously put two major levels on your resistance, and you can do the 446 and the 464 as long as it does it by like February 5th. I mean, this is the real deal. This is how you need to look at XRP. And if you start breaking it into narratives like that, then you can start to see exactly what's going on. Now, if it breaks out of here, just maybe that gives it some firepower. I'm not saying to go all the way back up there, but then you might be able to come to the next parts in our pattern. And I like to break it up from micro to macro. So this is the micro chart. And this doesn't even need to be here. That's an interpretation. So this chart gets us all the way up to that 65 cent level. So we'll keep it as such. But the main part of this, again, you can see it in here, up to the 47, 46 cent level, close to it, 47.75, 47.20. But you can see we need to fill this out or break out. And then you come up to the next major level up in here. But that's a major trend line, and we get to that when we get to it. But that's how I'm seeing this with XRP. So we've got more of the short term, but then we've got the grand pattern. So we can pull it out, and we can see exactly what's going on. And we can even take it to the next level, but we're not going to do that until it warrants it when we start to break out levels. I like to keep it simple, folks. And then we get the other charts that make it a little more difficult. I'm XRP Future Millionaire. If you got anything out of this update, I'd appreciate it if you hit that like button. And help me share this. Help me share this to new people, as I do get a bit shadow banned on YouTube. So I'd appreciate your help. It's up to me and you. And I give you permission to share my updates, to use my update information. Even if you want to cut it into your own stuff. It's our job to give everybody the right information. And with your help, I can reach more and more people. Without you, I acknowledge that I wouldn't be dick. Because if nobody sees it, what's the point? And also, hit that subscribe button if you've got anything out of this. If you want to join Tom's Army or join the exchanges that I'm on, video description below. That's all I'm going to say. Information's down there. Stay blessed, everybody.